Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Finding Yourself Again, where we focus on hope, healing, and recovery from toxic, narcissistic abuse. Ultimate goal is to establish self-love, healthy relationships, and ultimately find yourself. My name's Don Trey. I'm a survivor of toxic abuse from a narcissistic/borderline. If you find these videos to be helpful to you, I ask that you subscribe, like, share the content, and watch any other videos on my channel that might be helpful. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, so with that being said, let's get into today's video. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope y'all taking care of yourself. I hope you exercising, eating healthy, practicing self-compassion, radical self-care, and self-acceptance. Today, I'm gonna be talking about, well, first of all, let's get into a few things. First of all, I bet you never seen a YN in the healing process, right? So, this is, I got my shiesty on, kind of like a cool looking one. I'm having a good day, happy Friday to you guys. I just got some new jewels in my face yesterday, some new ones. I had some other ones, but as you can see, those look a little different. I'm just showing you guys some stuff, man. I hope you guys are having a great Friday, and taking care of yourself more than anything. As for me, I've been taking care of myself as good as I can, practicing radical self-care, working on things. I stay consistent. I just went on a walk right now, so I went on about like a 30-minute walk. Usually I go on a run Monday through Friday, but I've been slacking a little bit, so. And the thing about it is, for you slackers out there, like, don't take it so crucially, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's okay to slack here and there, you're not gonna be 100% at your best every single day, you know what I'm saying? So cut yourself a little bit of slack, you know what I mean? Cut yourself a break every now and then, give yourself some self-compassion. You don't have to beat yourself up for missing 1 or 2 or a couple days out your workout or whatever. Just get back on the horse and make sure that you stay consistent. At the end of the day, consistency is what matters. What are you more consistently doing, right? I'm scheduled to drop videos daily. I'm supposed to drop videos. I have content to drop videos daily. Do I drop videos daily? No. Life comes up, things happen. Some days I'm just really not in the mood for it, but I still try to drop on those days too. So I'm just a human just like everybody else, you know what I mean? Like I make mistakes. I don't want to do certain things, so just like everybody else. But today I want to talk about, will I ever be happy again after toxic abuse? I want to answer that question, right? So let me go ahead and take the shiesty off so I could get a little bit more serious for you guys. Okay, cool. Ski mask hair. Anyway, so I don't have any notes. I'll show you guys. That's it. I don't have any notes. So this is straight from the heart. It's straight from pure knowledge, and it's honestly also gonna be straight from my brain, like without even taking any notes. But I'm gonna get back to like my more, certain videos are gonna have notes because I want to hit certain things and make sure I get everything and stuff like that. But like I said, today's topic: will you ever be happy again after toxic or narcissistic abuse? The short answer is yes. The answer that you don't want to hear is that it's a process, and there's no time limit on when you're specifically going to be healed or feel happier or feel better. This is a question that I asked myself after the relationship. It's kind of interesting, right? Because I never asked myself this question while I was in the relationship and I was getting abused, but I asked myself this question after the relationship. Because let's face it, I was more devastated after the relationship, like I'm sure most of you guys are, right? Like, you're not as devastated. I mean, you're devastated in the relationship because of the shit that the toxic person is doing, right? But I would say you're not as devastated as when you break up with that toxic person, because now you're just like, man, I gotta face life all alone. More than likely, you have some codependency issues that you haven't addressed yet, because if you did, you wouldn't be with the narcissist, right? So, or with a toxic person. So, you know, you're attached to this person because of their behavior and stuff like that. Your codependency, right? And when you get out of this relationship, best believe it is going to be a process before you start to even feel remotely better. I am not, you know, at least that was my experience, and I am not joking when I said what I said. Like, bro, it will take you for, I mean, for me, it seemed like it took forever, you know, but eventually I started to feel better, you know, after going to therapy, after radical self-care. And what does that look like? You know, radical self-care. Well, that looks like doing things that you enjoy and doing things that are for you to take care of you. So honestly, this goes, I mean, it's a range of things. It goes from small to big. So radical self-care, this is going to look like a routine, right? Exercising, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, eating good, healthy, nutritious meals, reading, you know, gaining some type of knowledge, doing hobbies, meditating, journaling, having some type of spiritual practice. I mean, I literally named almost 10 right there that you can do. And those are all radical self-care. I mean, you can buy yourself things. You know, you could buy yourself a nice pair of jeans or shoes or a shirt every now and then. That's what I do. I don't go on shopping sprees and just blow all my money, you know what I mean? But when I have the money, I will go and get me a nice pair of pants or this or that or whatever strikes my interest at the time, for whatever reason, right? Whatever I'm interested in. But doing things like that, it's radical self-care. So it's like you're taking care of yourself extremely, you know, like every day, on a daily basis, in different ways, and it's consistent. So you want to practice those things, radical self-care. You know, me personally, I have a spiritual connection, you know. I don't necessarily have a specific religion. Me personally, I'm not into, you know, specific religions, but I do have a very strong spiritual relationship with God. You know, I do read the Old Testament when I can, or when I prioritize it, right? And I would recommend that you have a strong spiritual connection with the higher power as well. Whatever that looks like for you. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying that is what's helped me as well. You know, I've realized that I've become a lot more spiritual through this journey. I've always kind of had a spiritual connection with God, but now I even have a stronger connection with God, and I know that because I put in even more effort into building that, right? So yeah, that, you know, that's another thing that has helped me to feel better. I hate exercising. I don't like running. I don't like walking, doing any of that stuff, you know, curls, but I do it. I do it Monday through Friday just because I know that it's good for me, and I know that it's radical self-care, right? And also it's a benefit for me as well. So it benefits my health, my physique, my body, stuff like that. So it's a plus. Um you can I for me, I do create, like, I'm more of the creative type. I like to draw, I like to paint, use gouache, um which is like a watercolor type of painting style. And then I also build Legos. They're just kind of getting a little expensive. I don't know what's going on over there, but anyway, I like to do that. Those are things that I enjoy, especially with the Legos. I like it because it really takes my time off of, it really takes my mind, like I have to be focused on what I'm building and pay attention to every little piece, and sometimes I even have to count the dots, so it's not only is it good for like creative and fun and cool, but it's also like good for the mind, you know what I mean, to keep the mind focused and stuff like that. To keep, it's a good skill to keep paying attention and stuff like that. So it's good things like reading and stuff like that, especially when it comes to healing. There's some good books like The Body Keeps the Score. There's Permission to Feel. um just a few that come to my mind. Walking on Eggshells. These are books that can really help you. They've helped me. I haven't read The Body Keeps the Score yet, but I know that one has helped a lot of people, and I do plan on reading it. I've looked into it. I've read a little bit, but I haven't finished it. But yeah, so those are some things that have helped me to feel better. you know I remember when I got in therapy, I would ask my therapist constantly, like, when am I gonna feel better? Like, am I ever gonna feel better? And I'm happy to say that today I feel better. I feel happier. I feel more free. And this video is gonna be made also for a sense of hope for you guys. Like, I want you guys out there to know that it is possible. It is 100% possible to feel better. It's my opinion that time alone will help you to feel better, but I believe that with therapy and radical self-care, radical acceptance, and along with some other things, you can speed up that process like by tenfold. So who wouldn't want to speed up that process, especially if you're feeling how I was feeling? I know how it feels to be like, man, am I ever gonna feel better again? Like, what's the point of even living if you're just gonna feel terrible every day and empty, right? Like, and you can imagine kind of how the toxic person feels, because they actually feel empty a good amount of the time, if not all the time. So if you do acquire that empty feeling after leaving a toxic relationship, now you kind of get a glimpse of how they feel more often than so I'm not telling you that to have empathy, even though I'm an empath. I know you probably are too. But I'm telling you that so you can really truly understand the dynamic of what's going on in these relationships. You can check out my other videos. I got plenty of other videos basically explaining more in detail of the dynamic involved in a toxic relationship. But so yeah, guys, I just wanted to basically give you guys some hope today. Put a smile on your guys' face and stuff like that. Let you guys know that I practice what I preach. I'm out here, as you can see. This is one of the local parks in my neighborhood where I'm at right now, and yeah, man, I enjoy getting out in nature. That's another thing that's helped me with healing, is just simply getting out in nature, and not just getting out in nature, but staring at the nature and taking time out the day to like enjoy it, and just look at the detail of the nature of the trees, and just think about breathing calmly, and just, it does something to you, you know what I mean? Like it truly does something to you. And I used to watch, because I still to this day I watch content of self-growth and stuff like that, right? And I notice a lot of them are out in nature, and they'll do videos in nature, and I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty cool, you know? And I get out in nature, you know, when I go on my walks each morning and stuff like that. And or I'll go out to little trails and try to go hiking and stuff. But I have come to realize, you know, because at one point I used to think like, dude, these people, they keep talking about, oh, you know, go out in nature and this and that. And so I heard it enough from enough different people in different categories that I am interested in my life. And I'm like, okay, if this person's saying it, he's saying it, she's saying it, all these different people are saying it, and they don't know each other, you know? So there's got to be something to it, you know? So the more that I really analyze nature and get out and like be one with nature, as they say, I know it sounds crazy, but the more that I do that, the more I do feel more comfortable. I haven't had anxiety for a while because I've been taking my medicine and really working on myself. But I feel that it just makes me feel even more comfortable. You know what I mean? When I'm in nature and just enjoying it, you know, and it could be people out, people could be walking around, you know, and I'll still feel more comfortable, you know? So I feel like as you go along, as you get further down along the lines in the healing journey, and as you incorporate these things into your life, you will feel more comfortable as you go, right? So I ain't gonna make this video go forever, man. I know my videos be going for like 20-30 minutes, so I'm gonna I'm gonna shorten it up, and I'm gonna cut it off right here. But I just wanted to make a video for you guys today and explain to you that, you know, this healing stuff is a journey. It can take months, it can take a year, it can take 2 years, who knows how long it can take. Do not focus on how long it's going to take. Focus on what you need to do in order to speed up the process, and before you know it, you're going to feel better and better and better and better. It's a process. It's not like you're just going to snap overnight and feel better, but you will feel better. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on you. I'm wishing you guys the best. I'm sending you guys cyber hugs, cyber love. Sending it to you dudes too, man. Don't be too tough for the cyber love, man. You know, I know a lot of dudes. You know, I come from a background of dudes that act too tough all the time and stuff like that. This ain't that, you know. So I hope you guys are focusing on yourself, exercising, eating good, self-compassion, radical self-care, all the stuff you guys already know that I talked about. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Help me get up there. Like the video, drop a comment. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. I'm dropping videos daily. I'm editing one right now to drop, and then I'm gonna drop this one after. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.